Yo, Axel here, and today I want to talk about the 4-star characters that you definitely want to invest your time, resin, and resources on. Some 4-star characters hype usually comes and goes, where previously they were thought to be one of the best 4-star characters out there, but then only to be quickly replaced by better and newer 4-stars. The 4-star characters in this list have stood the test of time and have proven that they are not just flavor of the month or current meta hype. These 4-star characters are 100% worth the investment. Due to how their kit works, they will still be relevant down the line and can fit into most, if not all, team comps. Now, I am aware that there are 4-star characters that do massive main DPS damage like Razor or say Ningguang, but we're not gonna include 4-star main DPS characters in this list because 4-star main DPS characters are easily replaceable. The next time you pull or the next time you get a 5-star character like Ayaka or Hu Tao or Ganyu, you're gonna get rid of your 4-star DPS just like that. Yeah, sure, of course, I am a firm believer of build any character you want, but if you are tight on resources or tight on time, then I don't really suggest that you start building random 4-star characters, but instead focus on these characters that I will list, which are Bennett, Sucrose, Official, Xingqiu, Beidou, Diona, and Xiangling.
Benny's Adventure Team, assemble!
So, Bennett. So the main thing you want to focus on Bennett is his burst. So basically his burst has two functions, which is healing and buffing your character or increasing the attack of your character. So make sure to prioritize Bennett's burst first before anything else. And also make sure to equip him with a 4-piece Noblesse Oblige for that 20% attack bonus on all characters. So for example, I am going to be doing a before and after damage test to see how much Bennett increases the main character's attack. So as an example, we're gonna use Deluxe skill and see how much damage it does. Now here is Deluxe skill with Bennett's burst. And now this is how much healing Bennett's burst can do, which is a lot by the way. So yeah, I would definitely encourage you to build your Bennett if you haven't built your Bennett yet, or if you don't have a Bennett, then I would really suggest that you get one, because Bennett's just so good that you can't not have him on your team. He's just that good. And now we have Sucrose. So Sucrose is a pretty straightforward build. All you have to do is focus on getting her the 4-piece Viridescent Vernier to apply a debuff to enemies, basically. But do keep in mind that I equipped her with the Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayer's Catalyst weapon. So this weapon is pretty good on support characters who uses Catalyst's weapon. So as you can see here, it has a 48% attack increase. So what this basically means is that any element infused within the swirl cast by Sucrose, like Pyro for example, you will get a 48% more attack damage on that specific element, which is Pyro. So for example, when you use Diluc or let's say Hu Tao, so how we play Sucrose is basically you swap to Sucrose, use her elemental skill, apply a swirl to an element, and then switch back to your main DPS character. So as an example here, I'm going to use Keqing, and I'm gonna be showing you guys the before and after damage. The before and after Sucrose's debuff, basically.
Absorption test. Nowhere to hide.
So Sucrose is also good for CC or crowd control with her burst. So as you guys can see here, she is pretty good at sucking the enemies together, which is a pretty good crowd control, pretty good CC right there. And that is pretty much it for Sucrose. You equip her with the Trailing Tales of the Dragon Slayer for the buff, and then you apply Swirl for your main DPS, and then you use her burst for crowd control.
If you ever want to trade tactics, I'm always ready.
Alright, so for Beidou, you have to maximize out Beidou's burst. So you gotta make sure Beidou's burst level is at least 10 or above. And also the artifacts I would recommend on using on Beidou would be the 4-piece Emblem of Severed Fate for that energy recharge and more burst damage, basically.
To ashes! This isn't good! Get higher, higher, pants on fire!
Now Diona is a really good cryo support for any cryo main DPS, like let's say Ayaka for example, or Ganyu. So there are 3 main things you want to focus on when you're building Diona, which is her consistent shielding, her healing ability, and how much energy particles she generates.
Think you can bully me? Look at you, booze hound! I created another universe and founded paradise. For I, Fischl, am the Prinzessin der Verirrt.
So, Fischl. Now I'm just gonna have to explain Fischl real quickly since I don't have her yet in my team. So the main thing you wanna focus on Fischl on is her elemental skill. So her elemental skill does a lot of damage to single target opponents. So Fischl would be really good when it comes to boss fights. But if you're fighting mobs of enemies, Beidou's burst would be better. So yeah, Fischl does more damage with single opponents and Beidou's burst does more damage with a group of enemies. And now we have Xiangling. So with Xiangling, what you want to focus on is Xiangling's burst. Her burst does massive damage and has a pretty good pyro application. So mainly what you want to do is switch to Xiangling and then use her burst and then switch back to your main DPS character and then do some damage. Her elemental skill, which is Goba, also has a pretty decent amount of pyro application, but is pretty inconsistent due to the lack of aiming, I would say. So yeah, you mainly want to focus on Xiangling's burst to do the majority of the damage. And now for Xingqiu. So like Beidou and Xiangling, what you want to focus on Xingqiu is his elemental burst. And as for the artifacts for Xingqiu, 4-piece Emblem of Severed Fate should be good enough.
Witness the power of Gugwa! Cross over!
Whoa, dude! Did you did you see how fast he died?
Witness the power of Gugwa! Cross over!
完璧な車線でした。